Hey guys, I'm Peggy from the Witch's Garden. I'm trying to grow a cut flower garden here on my allotment in Kanagawa Prefecture, Japan. Thanks for checking out my channel. Okay, so it's been a few days since I've been down at the allotment because we've had some really stormy weather. We've had storms and rain and really high winds for the last few days, which has been great to have a wee break from the heat. I mean, even the BBC has been reporting that Tokyo is having the hottest June on record since records began. So it's been great for the plants as well, but I also thought the weeds have been loving it. So I'm down here today to do a little bit of weeding, check out what's going on, and also to check my cosmos and zinnia and see if the second round of those need beheaded. So as you can see, the garden's doing pretty well. Everything has been enjoying having a drink. Got a lot of height on. Sorry, it's very windy still today. I don't know how that's affecting my sound quality. Some of the plants are looking great, but we also have a lot of weeds going on. I did decide to not put down weed cloth this year to see if I could just stay on top of it, because it is quite a small allotment. We're only 4 by 5 meters. But that does mean that I have to come down quite regularly and do the weeding. So I'm going to get on with that and try and get rid of some of these weeds that have popped up just over the last few days while there is a break in the rain. I remembered my headphones today, so I could have a bit of music while I worked, and I'm jamming out to the Distillers right now, and it's quite cathartic to weed to a bit of punk. It's nice. But I find it really funny, the guy next to me is in the orchestra for the kabuki, which is a traditional Japanese theatre, so he quite often is drumming away or humming out some really traditional songs, enka and the likes and stuff that I don't really know, but it sounds very pretty. And then the old guy next door quite often has his radio playing, and he seems to be into J-pop, which is unexpected but great. But yeah, it's just really interesting, all the different types that you meet down here and what everyone likes. And I think we should start some kind of a communal allotment karaoke, maybe not karaoke, radio station, so we can all listen to each other's jams. Make things a bit easier and more fun while we're reading. Yeah, here we go. Chop chop. Nothing stops you rocking out faster than a massive hornet. Whew, he was scary. Scary hornet. Okay, I thought I would do a little check-in with my sunflowers now that all the weeding is done. These are the ones that I beheaded last week. Pinched is the proper word. So we can have a look, and they're doing really well. I'm really impressed with them. First, they're really tall. Ding ding. Which is great. But I'll show you what's been going on where I cut them and what's coming up instead. Okay, so this guy is huge. I mean, his leaves are stretching right across the whole netting. And you can see the little stump where I cut him. And then these 2 new shoots have come up. And in the space of a week, they're getting ready, I think, to start putting out some flowers. Again, here's another. So you can see where I chopped it here, and it's put out 2 new shoots here, which is great. Now you might notice that my sunflower are quite close together. If you were doing sunflower in your garden, you probably wouldn't put them this close together, especially when they start branching up. But I have done that quite purposely because I'm going to be using these as cut flowers, and if you plant them close together, it means you get thinner stems, which is what you want. You can see already down at the bottom of the sunflower quite how thick the stems are getting. So you don't want to be trying to put broom handles into a bouquet of flowers because they got too thick. So if you are planting sunflowers for a cut garden, it's better to plant them much closer together than the packet recommends, so that you get nice usable stems that aren't going to be really heavy if you're carrying a bouquet, or take up loads of vase space if you're putting them in a vase. I also pinched out my cosmos last week, and you can see again, here you go, that's where I pinched it. And you can see just how big and bushy this plant has become compared to, let's say, these ones that I haven't pinched. You can see that's still just a single stem. whereas the one next to it that I've pinched is much bigger and bushier and now has multiple stems coming off of it, which means multiple flowers. So these ones are actually getting a bit bigger now, so I think I'm going to go ahead and pinch them out, and possibly my second row of Dahlia, zinnia as well. I pinched out the first row and you can see they're nice and big and bushy, they're coming on great, but the second row have got a bit of height on them now, so I'm going to go ahead and pinch those out too. This down here is pretty cool. I don't know if you can see. There you go. This is a zinnia. No, it's not. It's a cosmos, which really early on, when it was still quite small, I accidentally chopped while I was weeding. I thought that's definitely going to be gone. It almost chopped right through. But I left it there just to see what would happen. And you can see now it's kind of growing sideways. And it's starting to put out little roots all along the bits that are touching the ground. So it's still going healthy, it's just started to grow. And I've actually got two. I've got the mystery one. I'm saying the mystery one, I'm pretty sure Key stood on it when I sent him down to water the garden one night. He denies everything. But yeah, there's another one down here doing the same thing. There you go. So you can see he was completely vertical, snapped off. But again, all these little roots have started to grow up along it. So I'm just going to leave it there. Seems to be quite happy. Plants, they're so clever. So clever. Zinnia, pinched. All pinched. Okay, so the only thing that still needs pinched in the garden are my Dahlia and my Amaranth. But honestly, I'm too scared to do it. I've only really got two Dahlia that are going strong. I did pinch one that I have growing in the garden, and it hasn't done anything since I did it, you're a weed, get out. Oh, you're so sneaky. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I pinched a Dahlia that was in my garden and it doesn't seem to have recovered very well from it, so I really want those guys to be bigger before I pinch them out. But mostly I'm just putting it off because it's a bit scary. The same with my Amaranth. I'm not sure what's the best time to do it. I'm going to leave it another week, I think. I mean, the bad part is that it does put them back by a couple of weeks when you do it. Obviously you're not going to be getting the blooms as quickly as if you didn't do it, but then you're getting more. And because I'm in such a tiny garden and I'm plant greedy, I want more. So I guess it doesn't matter if I don't do it, I'm still going to get things, it's just I'm not going to get as much. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave my Amaranth. Also, something seems to be eating it. Did I actually spot a snail? Check out this guy. Where'd he go? I just found this guy in the garden, a little snail, but I mean, I think it's a snail, maybe it's a crab, because that is a very pretty shell. What do you think? Oh yeah, I think he's a hermit crab. Do anyone know if hermit crab like Amaranth? I don't mind having a crab in my garden, I think that's quite cool. Put him right back there. You live there, buddy. Don't eat my Amaranth though, eh? I just remembered you're meant to pinch calendula as well, but my calendula is still pretty small, so I'm not doing that anytime soon, I don't think. So the only other thing I might do today is, now that all my cosmos and zinnia have been pinched, I think I'm going to go on and put on my first layer of support netting for them. so that I don't have to worry about them shooting up over the next few days when we are forecast more rain. It is starting to spit now, and I've been here a while, so I need to get back because the baby's asleep. But I think I should have time to get my netting on, and then that'll be me for today. And I'll bring you back down later in the week to show you if anything else has happened, what's going on. Okay, so I got the support netting up here, which means my Cosmos and Zinnia are all ready to grow up through that and get nice and straight and strong. And that is me done for the day. The sun has just come out on cue, which is great. I'm not going to get wet on the cycle home. And that's me all done for today. Yay! Check this out. The guy in the allotment next to me is growing a watermelon. Stuff you do not see on allotments in Scotland. Watermelon vines. So this is the garden right on the first corner when you come in to the allotment. Look at this. I'm hoping this is what mine's going to look like at some point. I don't ever see them down picking the flowers. I don't know if they just want to come and look at them. Got veggies in here too though. But yeah, that's the goal, guys. Slightly more organised, but that's definitely the goal. Okay, home again on the trusted Mama Cherry. Hey guys, so I am back down the allotment just to do a couple of jobs that I didn't get done the other day, or that need done since the other day. My sunflower behind me, which I'll show you in a second, the teddy bear are now at the right height to get pinched out, so I'm going to do them as well. I think I'm going to be brave and go ahead and pinch out my Amaranth now because it's had a few more days growth on it. And I have brought down some more compost tea, which is very smelly, to give the plants to mix up in the watering can and give to them to just give them a bit more nutrition. So I'll give you a little quick look around the garden and see what's changed since we were last here. It's mosquito o'clock. Cover myself up. Okay, so you can see these are the sunflower that I got planted in first. These are actually my common sunflower down here, which are just taking them a lot longer to grow, but they have actually started to get some buds on them. So I need to pinch them out now. There's another one to get pinched. And then over here are my teddy bear sunflowers, which are looking like they're thinking about starting budding as well. Now these ones went in a week after the other ones. So they are, you can see them compared to the ones at the end there. They are substantially smaller, but they're ready to get pinched out. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. This is one of the ones in my random line at the end that I did pinch out. You can see where I cut it here. And it's now got two really strong stems coming up, and both of them are starting to get little buds on them. So hopefully we're going to start getting sunflowers soon. Although saying that, when you look at the rest of the garden, nothing else looks like it's going to be getting flowers on it soon. I mean, everything's getting bigger, but there's definitely not anything looking flowery yet. So I might just end up with big vases of just sunflower, which is a bit worrying. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pinch out these teddy bear. Okay, another thing that's changed since I was here last is that this is the bare patch of earth where I had been hoping to put in my delphinium, which never germinated and didn't grow at all. So I just threw down some Dahlia seeds, and you can see that they're starting to come through as well. I have 3 rows of them, and they're all starting to poke their heads through. So I don't know if that's actually going to come to anything, or if they'll actually get to flowering before the weather changes again, but it's worth trying it, see if they're going to come up at all. More flowers. Okay, so these are the zinnia that I just pinched out on Wednesday, and you can see they are already putting on more double shoots coming up. Sorry, I'm trying to sneak through the netting. You can see here they're already starting to put out more shoots and looking a lot bushier than they were before, so that's great. Okay, now I've come down to my Dahlia, and you can see this one's looking quite big, and it's putting out lots of branches. So that one and the second one in the second row are both ready to be pinched, and I think I'm just going to have to be brave and go ahead and do it. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Here we go. Oh, I really hope that grows more Dahlia. Let's try this one, huh? Going down here. Going. Hope that's worked. Okay, so the last little job that I need to do today is this. Now, I planted a row of these. These are like little pink balls. I've forgotten what they're actually called. Little pink balls here, and nothing grew at this end of the row. I got one strong one here, and then this is kind of grown in a bunch. So what I'm going to try and do is dig this out, see if I can separate the roots and get one of these plants separate and put it along at the end. And just hope that I don't damage the roots and that they still grow. Let's do that. Look at that. I got 4 plants to come separated there. And it looks like the roots are all okay. So I'm going to try and plant those in as 4 separate plants and give them a bit more space so they'll be happier. And now I've got a nice full row. I just hope they didn't mind being transplanted and that I didn't damage the roots, but I think that went okay. Okay, so that's the few tasks that I needed to get done. We have, well, Key's watering everything mixed up with the compost tea, and now it's just a case of wait and see. Hopefully things will start blooming at the same time. I'm really now scared that I'm going to end up with loads and loads of sunflowers and nothing else. With the exception of my Amaranth, I don't really have any filler that's come through at all, which is a bit worrying. Even my Nigella, which is growing really well, is still growing quite slowly. I'm not sure when that's going to be ready to actually harvest. My verbascum, verbena, hold on, I'll go check the label. Verbascum. My verbascum, which is the only spike flower I have in the garden, is getting bigger. The leaves are getting bigger, it's spreading out, but there's very little spike going on, so again, I'm not sure when any of these things are actually going to be ready for me to pick up and make pretty and put in a vase. But for now, all I can do is wait. And so that's us done for this week, and I'll come back again next week and show you what, if anything, has changed. Thanks for checking out my channel, and if you like these videos and you want to keep following along and seeing what's going to happen, then remember to subscribe. Bye. Can you say bye?
Bye.